Hi, Kim here from Keep Fit with Kim with today's aerobics workout. So it's a gentle aerobics workout. Watch out if you're wearing bare feet. There's nothing you're going to stand on. Just be aware of anything you might walk into. We're not going to move any further than the width of a mat. Legs nice and wide. Bend the knees slightly, feet turned down. You're going to tap the right toe. Got to be comfortable. So your nice soft knees. Change sides. Let's take it to heel raises, alternating. So you're going to lift the right, lift the left. Well done. Think of pulling the belly in, shoulders are back and relaxed, head is up, chin retracted. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see a little bit of better what I'm doing now. I want you to bend your knees, sit back slightly. And little bend and lift. Little bend, as if you're sitting back in the chair, keeping the head up. You can use your arms for balance, but try not to reach forward. It's really only used for counterbalance. So keeping that low bend, we're going to reach to the side. Think about your upper body being between two panes of glass. Other side. Okay, let's go back to the first side. Lifting the elbow a little bit higher this time. Other side. Let's move up onto the toes. Lifting, alternating shoulders. Lift. And lift, well done. Circle it back. So if you want to, you can take it to both arms, elbows on the shoulders, hands on the shoulders, and make it bigger. Again, this is optional. If this is too much for you, keep it lower. Little bend in the knees, keep them soft, feet slightly turned out, ankles should be comfortable. Come back to centre, bend those knees, up, bend, and lift. Squeezing that bottom, under, pulling the belly in, keeping breathing. Holding it down, hands on the top, we're going to reach the side, and centre, other side. Try and keep your hips facing towards me. You can add an arm round to the side if you want. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it onto the toes. I'm going to reach across with a little turn of the body. Make sure your knees and ankles are comfortable. If they're not, make the movement smaller or adjust the position of your feet. You can keep the arm low, or if your arms are comfortable in an upright position or reaching up, then. If you want to make it hard, it's both arms. If you're breathless, please take the arms down to singles or to the lower position. Cross the body, singles. Keep those knees soft, little bend if you can. 4, 3, 2. We're going to take it higher for those that want to. And doubles. Well done. Let's bring that foot in now. Add side arms. This time we're taking the arms up to about shoulder height and back down. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed. So you're not hunching them up, nice big gap between the ears and the shoulders. Bum. I'm going to turn so you can see. I'm taking my heel towards my bum. So really good for the balance. Those that can, try and touch the heel with the other hand. Don't worry if you can't. If it's too much, just tap the toe in slightly behind. The That's your harder option or easy option. So you're just tapping the foot slightly behind. Let's bring that foot in front. So those that can, you're going to touch in front. If you can't, just open out the hip and touch the toe forward. Take it behind. So you're either going to tap behind or touch behind. And we're going to add some arms for those who want it with the next track. Shake the legs out. Are you ready? Kicking back. Bring the arms down. Again, you don't have to do the arms. Bring them forward and back. Really feel that stretch across your back and in the back of the elbows. Let's take it in front. So if you can reach up the arms, reach the arms up even. If that's no good for you, opening out the hip. We're really trying to open out through the hip. Knee lifts. On the right. Reach, reach. Again, if that's too much, just keep it small. Change. So you can keep it here or have it here. And change. For 4, 3, 2, and change. 4, 3, 2, and change. 4, 3, 2. I know I only did 3 there. If you're finding it too much, do 3 and rest. And you can take it to singles. So you can keep it small, or you can take it to a toe tap. If you're feeling a little out of breath now, I'm going to make it harder. Arms go higher. So take those legs wide, opening out the hips. So again, if it's too much for you to lift the knee, take a little toe tap. If you want to make it harder, lift the knee to the side and push, push. So it can be push with a tap or a lift. Well done. Take it in front. I'm going to take it to a toe tap now. Swinging the arms, kicking behind. And in front. Pick the arm movement that works for you. I'm trying to open up through the hip, touch the other foot if I can, or aiming towards. If that doesn't work, you can open out through the hip. Behind, either a toe tap or touching the heel. So if you're doing it the hard way, it's here or here. Knee lifts. 4, 3, 2, and change. 4, 3, 2. Change for 2, and singles. After the next one, singles. Well done. March it through. Taking the arms out to the side. Right shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder. Left, right. Keep those feet moving. If that doesn't work for you, just swing the arms, keep the feet moving. Well done. Catch your breath. Just swing the feet across. Well done. Moving across to the left-hand side of your mat, we're going to do 2 steps to the right. Step together and back. So make that as small as you need to. I'm keeping it reasonably large. I've got space and I've still got a little bit of puff left. Now, you have an option. If you can do a grapevine, please do. If you can't, stick with this step. Okay, well done. So for grapevine, step, cross behind, step together, So those that want to do it, just go ahead. I'm going to do it slowly. For those who don't quite know what I'm talking about, step, cross behind, step, together, step, cross behind, step, together, step, cross behind, step, together. Up to speed if you can. But again, your body, your workout. If you'd rather say with the double side steps, that's absolutely fine too. Right, we're going to change on the end. So step, cross, step here, touch out, step, cross together, touch out. Well done. The higher you lift the elbows here, the harder you're going to work the back of your arms. Get rid of those bingo wings. So those that want to can do a turn on the way back. Step, grapevine, turn. That's quite hard, so don't worry if you can't do it. Stick with your grapevine. Oh, I'm feeling giddy. Last one for me. Single steps. Bang the drum. Really getting those arms up. So this time they're in front of us. Hands one on top of the other, as if I'm banging a drum. Feeling that at the back of the arms. Keep that head up. Let's pull the shoulders back. Circling the shoulders back. Again, just keep it small. If you can, you'll sit down almost as you're sitting back in a chair. Take it behind, pull that belly in, bend the legs slightly, lean forward. Be really aware of what's going on with your back here. And in front. Energy, then please leave it out. Take it side to side. And behind. Really be aware that you're not arching your back when you do this one. Are you ready to take it in front? With a heel dig this time. Show me your hand. Push, push. Back arm is relaxed, front hand is pushing forward. Really flexing at the wrist, getting some mobility into that wrist, to the side. Well done. It's supposed to be winter here in England. It's surprisingly mild. We haven't had our heating on yet. Shouldn't have said that, should I? November starts next week. Let's take it behind. Heel digs in front, so pushing the heels. Show me the hand. Really flexing the feet up and flexing the hands up, the wrists. So give you some movement in those wrists. Let's march it through, right, left. Those shoulders relax, swing the arms forward and back. So a little movement forward and back. Doesn't really matter whether you're in time with the music. Well done. Let's take the right leg back, push the heel down into the ground. Knees above the ankle, leaning slightly forward, feeling the stretch in the back calf. So, if you're finding that you can't balance, make sure your legs aren't too close together, take them wide, watch your back foot is pointing forward. Pull the belly in, hands resting on the front knee, a nice straight line from the top of the head through to the heel. Let's change legs. This time left leg goes back, watch that back foot is pointing forward, pull the belly in, keep breathing, just feel that stretch. So coming down to the floor and lying down in a neutral position with a neutral spine, a little bit of gap under your lower back, open up across the back, lengthen your neck. If you need to put your head on something, try and make sure it's no more than an inch. Relax your arms by the side of your body and straighten the legs out along the floor. If you need to keep the knees slightly bent, then please do. But we need to be getting some mobility in the ankles and working the calf muscles. So we're going to bend and point the foot. So bend and flex, flex and point, lifting the toes up towards the body and then sliding away. Let the heels slide along the mat, backwards and forwards, as you point and flex. Getting some mobility. Well done. From there, I'm going to ask you to bend your knees up. Take the feet about a hip width apart, and we're just going to take the arms out of the way and drop the knees towards the floor, trying to keep the shoulders on the mat. Coming back centre and rolling to the other side, so getting some mobility in the spine. If your knees come down to the floor, that's great. If they don't worry. And again, adjust the exercise to suit you. If you find that's too tight, you might find it nicer to have your legs wider. But for today's exercise, I'm looking for your legs to be about hip width apart. Centre of the knees, centre of the hips, centre of the ankles lined up when you're in the centre. Well done. Getting a little bit of rotation in the back. Okay, coming back to centre, I'm going to get you to bring the knee, one knee into the chest, and lift your shoulders and head off the ground. Other leg away. Breathe in as you breathe out. Switch legs. Well done. Breathing out as the leg goes away. About 45 degrees. So it's not too low. Be aware of what's going on with your lower back here. When it's too much, hug your knees into the chest. And then take your legs down towards the floor one at a time. But if you can, try and do a few more with me. If your neck starts to hurt too much, drop your neck down to the mat. Keep your head up though, you're going to work the stomach a little bit harder. Again, you can make it a bit easier by taking the legs a little bit higher. Well done. When you've had enough, rest. Give your back a little massage into the floor. Okay, from there we're going to take both feet down to the mat. Bring your feet a little bit closer to your bottom, and what I want you to do is start by squeezing your buttock muscles. We're going to do a bridge, but what I want is that you make sure that you're lifting using your bottom muscles, not the back of your thighs, not your hamstrings. So really first start by lifting from the buttocks, and then breathe in as you breathe out. Bring the back up. Breathe in. Slowly roll back down. So we're trying to move up one vertebrae at a time. If you find your knees are splaying out, you might find it easier to do this exercise by either putting a band around your knees or putting a small ball or towel or cushion between your knees to try and keep them in alignment. So we're just doing a fairly simple bridge. Squeeze the buttocks, roll the lower back into the mat, coming up one at a time, lifting up to roughly a straight line, and then start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you start getting cramp in your hamstrings and the back of your thighs, there's a fairly good chance that you're not starting with your buttock muscle. So squeeze the bum before you start to roll up and keep breathing throughout. So you breathe out on effort will make the exercise easier. So breathe in as you release, breathe out as you come up and rest. Well done. So this next exercise, if you have any problems with your spine, if you've got osteoporosis, please don't do this exercise. But for those of you that like the exercise and don't have osteoporosis or any spinal pain, you can go with a roll like a ball, and you're trying to come up into a balance, roll back into the middle back. So only coming onto your shoulder blades, the bottom of your shoulder blades. So upper back, really keeping that neck off the floor. Try not to flick your feet in the air. Quite hard to do it without flicking your feet in the air. And then come up into a balance and hold. Turn slightly. So we're holding it in a balance here. Now, some of you are going to find that's as far as you're going to get, but if you can, what I'm going to ask you to do is take the hands away and take the feet up a little bit higher and just move away and back in and away. But if that doesn't work, by all means hold here, really pulling your belly in, pulling your pelvic floor up to protect your lower back. If your lower back is hurting, then relax out of this one, please. And when you're ready, bring the legs down one at a time. We're going to come on to let's come on to our left side, so we work the right leg first. Nice straight line. If you've got a towel, really nice here to come in a nice straight line, put a towel under your head. I don't have one today, so I'm going to bring my hand forward and rest my head so that it's nice and relaxed. Now I'm going to lengthen that top leg away so my waist comes away from the floor, and watch that you're not leaning back so the hips are stacked. I like to take the hand in front, and what I'm going to ask you to do is just lift the top leg and lower. Now that's the easiest version. Problems I often see are that people turn the toes up. I want you to keep that hip rotated forward. The seam of the trousers is coming up and down. We're not twisting the toe up or twisting from the hip. Now, those that can, you're going to lift, lower, lower, bringing the bottom leg into play as well. If that's really uncomfortable on your hip, or you're really new to this and it looks just like it's too hard for you, just stick with lifting the top leg. Well done. Well done. And rest. That top leg forward, give it a little bit of a rub if you need to. You're going to come back to that position, relaxing your upper body, weight forward. Watch you've not started to lean back. Quite often see that happen in class. You lift the leg and you're going to bring it forward as far as you can and back, forward. Now if that's too much, what you can do is have the same hip movement by bending the knee up towards the elbow and taking it down. So either bend the knee and take it straight back down, or take the leg and out. So the straight leg is the harder version, and try and keep the lower body as still as possible. Now if you really are struggling with leaning backwards, you could bend the bottom leg backwards to give you a little bit more balance. Obviously if you're really strong, you could take that arm away. I'm not going to, I'm going to wobble everywhere if I take that arm away. And rest, well done. We're going to do that on the other side, but first I'm going to do a different exercise, lying on our front. Relax, forward. Now, we're going to lie flat on our fronts, but if I do that, the sound in the microphone isn't going to be good. So, just sit up and watch. You might want to sit and watch me briefly. You're going to come into a starfish, so the legs are a little bit wider than your body and arms, and we're just going to lift opposite arm and leg. I like to lift my head as well, which also works better for talking on the mic. If you want to keep your forehead down, please do. Think of reaching away and a small lift rather than a really large lift. Pull your belly away from the mat. That will help protect the lower back. Well done. From there, bringing the arms back under the shoulders, let's come up onto all fours and just do a little cat and camel or cat and cow, arching the lower back up and dropping it down. Just think of lifting the head, looking slightly forward. Try and think of moving the spine one vertebrae at a time if you can. Round to the side, as if you're trying to look at your bottom. Keep those feet relaxed. Taking it to the other side. Feeling the stretch through the side of the body. Well done. And then you're going to come round, all the way round onto the other side to work the opposite leg. So you're starting in a nice straight line again. Hips, ankles, so you can extend that leg down, stacked, hips stacked, waist, lifting the waist away from the floor. Towel under here if you've got one. Nice bit of balance there. If you need to bend the bottom leg, that's fine too. Keeping that foot parallel. Think of leading slightly with the heel, lift and lower. Feeling it just behind the seam of your trousers, assuming the seam comes straight down. Trying to do the same number on each side. You will probably tell when it gets to about the right number. Once it gets to be too many, once it's too much for you, then please rest and try and do the exercise, the same workout another day, and do a few more. But if it really starts to ache and you start wobbling, time to stop and come back another day. Rest that for a moment, give it a rub if you need to. Coming back into that original position. Extend that heel away, elbow up, fist in front to give me a nice tripod and either straight leg or if you prefer knee bend and straight down. This side for me is very tight today, so I've decided I'm going to stick with the easy version, but I wanted to give a harder version for those that want to challenge themselves a bit more. Crikey, something's tight on that side of me today. Last one. And rest. One more exercise. So the next exercise, I want you to think of elongating the body rather than lifting the leg and arm up. So it's about elongation and keeping the middle of the spine as level as possible. If you need to, you can come onto your fists, or you can put a towel or foam roll or something under your wrist to take the pressure off your wrists. Watch that you're not slumped back, you need plenty of space in between, and you're going to slide your right leg away and lift and stretch and come back. So as you see when I'm doing this, I'm sliding away and then a little lift, trying to keep the lower back as still as possible. Then I'm adding an arm. And it's floating, it's not reaching. So I'm stretching the leg away and I'm taking the opposite arm away, but I'm not distorting the core. So I'm trying to keep the body, the middle of the body, as stable and as strong as possible. Breathing out as you lift, breathing in as you come back. If it gets too much on your wrists, give it a rest. Circle your wrists to give them a bit of relief. Other side, and relax. Coming back, rolling back into child's pose. If you reach the fingers forward, you get a lovely stretch through the upper and lower back. Well done. Taking the hands across to one side and leaning into the other so you feel a lovely stretch through the side of the body. Well done. And to the other. I just want to finish off today with a seated hamstring stretch. I'm going to sit sideways, stay facing me, but if I sit sideways you'll see a little bit better what I mean. Legs about hip width apart, centre of the hips, centre of the knees, centre of the ankles. Feet relaxed. Watch they're not dropped out to the side though, knees are pointing up towards the sky. Now some of you are going to feel the stretch even if you're leaning back here. I want you to keep your back as neutral as possible. Sit tall and think of folding from the waist. So from some of you it's going to be folding from here to here. For some of us we're going to come a bit further forward. The important thing is feeling that stretch in the back of the hamstrings, the back of the thighs. I like to take the arms back so that I don't round the upper body. Keep that chin retracted, relax that upper body. Well done. That's all for today. See you in the next workout. Bye for now.